and good morning or evening or night, depending whenever you're watching this. But welcome to Miss Stammann's YouTube channel. Not very original, I know. But this is a place where all of my students can come and see commentaries and mini lessons that I'll put together while we're doing this distance learning situation. So today I'm going to be talking about Antigone by Sophocles' The Prologue. So let's just get to it. There are a lot of questions and a lot of issues that pop up whenever we're trying to read the prologue, and so I have a list in front of me of all the questions that I see pop up and a lot of confusion in the areas that I've noticed in your discussion posts. So to begin with, first question is, why does it matter if one brother is buried and not the other brother? Well, this answer comes in two parts. Part one is their religion. The religion at the time that this was written and the time that this is based in firmly believed that a soul, a person's soul, could not go to their afterlife or find peace unless the body was buried. So their beliefs firmly rely on you bury a body in order for the spirit to be able to find peace. And this was something that everyone believed in, everyone knew about it. And so Creon telling everyone that Polynices isn't to be buried isn't just because he's mad that his nephew rose up against them, which is what I'll talk about in a second, but it's also a punishment that's supposed to carry on into the afterlife. So just think about that for a second. Creon deliberately tells people do not bury him so that he suffers in the afterlife. So part two is the fact that Polynices actually was fighting against his home kingdom of Thebes. If you read in the pre-reading that I gave you, there's a note on the side and various notes everywhere, even in the text, that explain that at one time, Eteocles had agreed to share power of the throne with Polynices after Oedipus exiled himself and then subsequently died. So Eteocles went back on his word and told Polynices, hey, I'm not going to share the throne with you, and he exiled Polynices, and everyone was behind this exiling. And so Polynices actually went to the neighboring kingdom of Argos, and then he brought that army, the Argive army, all the way back to Thebes and attacked all of its 7 gates at once, which is what happens right before Antigone begins. And so whenever we're reading the part the chorus and the choragus are talking about and saying the two brothers killed each other in battle, that is true. Eteocles was fighting in the army of Thebes, Polynices was fighting in the army of the Argives, and they met on the battlefield and then killed each other at the same time. So yes, they did both fight in a war, and yes, they were both fighting for what they believed in, but Polynices was technically rising up against his own kingdom because he wanted to take the crown for himself, which leaves us with the only remaining family member who could take the throne, Creon. And one more thing that a lot of people are having a lot of issues with is, what is up with this family tree? Well, we read a little bit about Oedipus before all of this craziness with this disease started popping up, and we know that Oedipus went on a journey to make sure that he did not succumb to his own fate. He was raised up as a prince in a kingdom, and he decided, you know what, this person is prophesying that I'm going to kill my father and marry my mother, so you know what, I'm just gonna opt out. I'm gonna leave so that doesn't happen. And so in the sequential logs of his journey, he winds up killing a man on the side of the road who almost ran him off the road with a chariot, and he got angry and killed him with a club. And as a reward for saving the kingdom of Thebes, the widowed queen gives herself to him and the kingdom says, hey, you deserve to be our king. Congratulations, you've saved us all, we're all in your debt, and this is just gonna be how it's going to be. And so they have a long and happy life together until people start getting really sick and they start dying because of this plague. And people are trying to go to Oedipus and be like, King Oedipus, you saved us before, save us again. And he goes to the oracle, and the oracle says, at first, you don't want to actually know what I'm going to say. And he's like, no, I do. I want the truth. I want the truth. And blind Tiresias is the one who's saying, hey, no one's actually looked for the truth as of yet. You may not like what you find. Even Jocasta, his wife, is saying, Oedipus, no one cares. Just stop looking for the truth. And he keeps looking for the truth, and come to find out, the man he killed on the side of the road was in fact his dad, the previous king of Thebes, which means that he married his mother. So all of the children that he had with her, which were Eteocles, Polynices, Ismene, and Antigone, are not only his children, but they are also his siblings. All right, so that's kind of icky right there. Creon is actually Jocasta's brother, which is how he has a tie to the throne. And Creon's son Haman is one of the male protagonists that we're going to see in the rest of the play, and he is engaged to Antigone, who is technically his cousin. So this is a really weird family tree. Everyone's aware of it. The entire kingdom of Thebes is aware of what's happening, and it's kind of gross. But that's just what we have to work with. So those were the main concerns that I was seeing as we were reading the prologue. There are two different burials because one brother was an actual honored warrior who fought for Thebes. The other, Polynices, fought against his home kingdom, and as punishment, not only for his body, I guess, but a punishment that is supposed to extend into the afterlife, is that he doesn't get a burial and his bones will be gnawed on by dogs. And yes, this family tree is really, really wacky, but like I said, this is a story that is generations in the making. It starts with Oedipus, and it doesn't even end after Antigone. It keeps going. But so far in the prologue, those are the things that I was seeing that a lot of people were having some confusion with. So if you have a question that I wasn't actually able to cover in this video because maybe I wasn't aware of it, or maybe you asked this question in the discussion post after I started filming this and posted this to YouTube, just leave your comment down below, or better yet, go to the discussion post and ask it there, and I can answer it for you in the discussion post. Or just send me a message and be like, hey, Miss Stammann, I don't understand this. I got you. All right. So this was my commentary on Antigone by Sophocles, and I'll see you guys next time. And just so you know, I am going to do a commentary video for every single scene of this play. So if you have any questions, go ahead and start asking them into the discussion post. I read that thing. I've been grading it every single morning. You guys have seen that I've been grading it. I'll even go in and comment if I see that someone has a misconception. I can clear it up really quick. But if more than one person tends to have the same misconception or same questions, that's when I start writing it down and putting it in a list so that I can make a video for you to actually answer this question. Because if you have this question, someone else probably has it too. So in future discussion posts, if you have a question, be sure to put it in the discussion post and I'll write it down and make sure to answer it for you. All right? Well, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.